Hello, Coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on some latest transfer stories. We begin with Outcast right back Sergino Dest, as the Barca 10 million rated misfit is on the radars of four clubs, but still unsure if he will join any of them. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Xavi Hernandez, who recently hailed Barca new signing after Cadiz win, saying that he has the Barca DNA. Who was he talking about? We are going to look at that in much detail. So as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. As the transfer window inches towards its crescendo, the impending decision of Barca outcast Sergino Dest on his future edges nearer and nearer. Now, standing at a crossroads with the interests of multiple clubs vying for the player's signing, the American fullback approaches a pivotal juncture. So let's talk about Des having to make a decision imminently. Following the exclusion that the right back faces from Barca's squad, his exit now looks imminent. According to journalist Rick Afric of AD, he has now come up with a report saying that there appears to be a war in the transfer market in order to secure the services of Sergino Dest, whose market value currently stands at 10 million euros. The report claims that as many as four clubs are concurrently competing in the race to sign the 22-year-old right back, potentially on a loan move, of which two are PSV Eindhoven and OGC Nice in France. It is further claimed that PSV have already made an offer for Sergino Dest. Earlier today, Barca-based journalist Gerard Romero also reported the same. He stated that talks were taking place between Barca and the Dutch giants about a possible move. Barcelona are already in the endgame of the Joao Cancelo saga. The acquisition of the right back implies that Barca have no need to keep Sergino Dest around, especially after he struggled to make a case for himself in the US store in pre-season. As such, Sergino Dest has a decision to make with no shortage of options. Regular game time and acceptable salary conditions will arguably be the two factors that that he keeps in mind while deciding his next destination. The right back spent the whole of last season on loan at AC Milan, and he had a difficult time there. However, the player has shown some glimpses of his talents at times and was seen as having an incredibly high ceiling during his time at Ajax. His departure will certainly benefit all parties involved, as Barca will be able to save his wages and register any new signings that they complete in the market, while Dest can look to restart his career somewhere else. Of course, we have been talking about Dest's future a lot in recent reports as the player looks all set to depart. But as it stands right now, there is no club that it is certain that Dest will go there. We have been talking about two clubs, most especially PSV Eindhoven in Holland, and of course OGC Nice as well have been putting interest for Dest. Barcelona are desperate to kick Dest out of the squad because they know that he is in no use in Xavi's plans. We haven't seen Dest even play a single minute since the La Liga season started. Against Getafe last week, we saw Xavi not even counting on Dest at all. Dest did not even make up the squad list that played that game. Neither did we see Dest yesterday against Cadiz. Dest was not available. Of course, Xavi gave Dest another opportunity during pre-season at the US store to prove himself, despite a terrible loan spell at AC Milan last season. But guess what? Dest did not do that. Dest was still out of form. Dest have not been impressing at all, and there's nobody who can argue why Xavi have not been playing Dest. That is why Xavi would prefer to put players like Ronald Araujo in that right back position, like we saw in the match they won last week against Getafe. Ronald Araujo played as right back, and of course, I think yesterday, Javi played three at the back. Kunde was also playing the right back position as Araujo has been injured. So it even makes it more necessary for us to start looking or to the need for a new right back, as Joao Cancelo has been the player that we have been showing strong interest in. And if new reports are to be believed, Joao Cancelo's move to Barca is just a matter of time. It is not even when, but a matter of time for Cancelo to be a Barca player, which will be a loan option with an option to buy. So talks are still going on with Manchester City, as Barca are already optimistic that a move for the Man City right back will come to fruition before the summer window comes to a shot on the 2nd of September in Spain. So as it stands right now, Barcelona are hopeful that Dest will leave, because Dest's departure will likely be on a loan as well, despite Barcelona hoping for a permanent departure, but better than nothing. Rather than keeping Dest without any club and paying his heavy wages, which will be a hindrance in Barca's fair play issues, a loan move would be better, because Barca will not be obliged to pay all his salaries again, even if they want to pay a percentage. Like yesterday we got some reports saying that the Catalan Giants will surely pay 40% if PSV makes a move for Sergino Dest on a loan, which is still better than paying all the 100%. So let's see how the coming weeks will look like as to the player's future. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barca backed all 3 points from their first home game of the La Liga season yesterday against Cadiz. However, the result was far from predictable, even with 10 minutes left on the clock. After a colossal battle between Barca attack and Cadiz resilient defense, Pedri netted the team's opening goal in the 82nd minute. Ferran Torres later put the game to bed with a stunning solo run into the box. Xavi Hernandez was unavailable to guide the team from the sidelines against Cadiz through suspension. However, he did face the press after watching the game from the stands. So many felt that Barca's attack was relatively underwhelming on the night. However, matters changed in the second period after Xavi brought in the resources from La Masia. He said, "I think this match should have ended 4-1 or 5-1. Cadiz dug deep into their defensive resources to keep Barca at bay and waited a little bit, waited to hit on the counter to create lethal openings. The match was difficult, but we should have scored much earlier," Xavi said. "I'm satisfied. We have to improve and be more patient. The match was good and the win was deserved." Xavi then gave his 2 cents on the key to unlocking low block defenses. He said, "The key in this match was to keep possession, stay calm, go in circles. It's hard when an opponent stays back like that, and it's hard to play fast." So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.